Yeah.
Well, another player, Terry, it's similar to DCL at Everton. You know what I mean? They've been crying out for a striker over the last couple of years. But what it is? It's like you say, it's the fear that, you know what, if we sell this guy, cash in and actually move our club, that it'll go somewhere else and slam it. It's the same Chelsea. Because you know it's like if Chelsea sell Reece James 50 million or whatever, and he comes to City and then he never gets injured. It's the fear of selling the player and then them just becoming a world beater. And as a result, clubs usually just keep hold of these players until they run into the ground, man.
FOMO, isn't it? Is it fear of missing out? Fear of your club missing out on that player being good. But how many actually think about Croc? Just forget players who don't have the ability or don't have this or haven't progressed. Like, how many players have actually left? Everyone's gone, no, they're a Croc, they're finished, or never going to develop, and actually been great. I know people throw out the Arsenal guy that went to Serge Gnabry, but it wasn't like he'd played a lot. Like, I'm talking about how many players have played 150, 200 games for your club, either not been good enough or had injury problems, that have left, gone somewhere else and been amazing. Like, if we could name 5 players that have done that from the Prem, I'd be shocked. So the point is your fear of missing out, but how many examples are there of it actually happening? It's very, very rare. It has to be.
Trying to think.
Someone here says that Salah and De Bruyne. See, but again, no, I don't. Barring Salah, I don't think Chelsea fans were saying KDB isn't good enough to be here. I don't know if that was the case. Iron Robin. No one at Chelsea. Again, I was old enough to remember. Nobody was saying he's shit. Get rid of him. He ain't good enough. He didn't want to be there anymore. But Harry Kane, crazy example. Lukaku again. PK wasn't sold by Man United because we didn't think he was good enough. He wanted to go back and live in Spain, and Man United said yes. And that happens quite a lot in football when players really want to leave. They've got good relationships. So he wasn't sold because they didn't think he was good enough. Again, your history is so, I don't know where you've got that from. Again, you must
had a youth project going on when Pep came back and he wanted to bring him back. He personally spoke. He said in the Gary Neville interview about a year or two ago. So,
and even your example with Gnabry, it's not like he left Arsenal and he straight away got good. He had a loan spell at West Bromwich. You know the infamous quote from Pulis. And it was kind of an evolution. He had to gradually get better season by season. It's not like they sold him straight away and he suddenly became good. So you're right. There's not many examples off the top of my head.
Someone here says Tevez. Tevez was only on a 2-year loan at. He was on loan at Man City, where West Ham never owned him. Then Man United loaned him. That was the only way we could do it. So again, West Ham wanted him. He started off really slowly. To be fair, I remember that summer when they signed Mascherano and Tevez. They were in the UEFA Cup that year. I don't know how they were in it, but they were. Maybe they won something like the Intertoto Cup or something. And when they signed those 2 players almost on deadline day, they became the favourites with the bookies to win it, and they were absolutely awful. And then Mascherano went Liverpool, didn't he? And he was class. Yeah. I remember, so there's that, I suppose. But Ake is a good example. I think Ake is a decent example. But would you look at him and, I don't know, maybe LB would you look at Ake and go top class, or is he just a good sort of squad player?
I think Ake is top class. He was our best defender last year. And we're all screaming for him to start. So, I think he's top class. I think he's well underrated, Ake.
People were laughing, LB. I was defending him when you lot paid how much you did for him. I said, Ake's a baller, bro.
Yeah, good player, man.
That makes a lot of sense. So again, Sterling is a bad example. He didn't leave Liverpool because they thought it was bad. He left because he thought City had more ambition, and he was right. So a little different. Riquelme at Barca, that's a great example. That's a great what a player he was. I wanted him so many years. He was every time I played Football Manager when he was in his pomp, he's the first player I went and bought.
You know what? I might be clutching at straws here, but would you say Christensen went to Barca, did okay? Well, I think won a league there.
Nah, it wasn't bad at Chelsea though. It was just up and down.
Christensen just didn't renew his contract, by the way.
Yeah,
Chelsea,
he was good at Chelsea.
Yeah, you had no right to stay. He just said,
But did he leave on a free? He left on a free, innit?
Yeah, he said, I have a better offer from Barcelona. I'm gonna go.
Oh, my bad. I thought they sold him.
No, they wanted him to stay. Tony Kroos. Did they let him go because he weren't good though?
He asked for too much money at Bayern Munich.
Yeah. He won the Champions League with them. You can't win the Champions League and then they say you're shit.
Yeah, that's it. See, I knew Terry played Football Manager. That's how he knows so much. Yeah. Although
that's the way we all get our football knowledge. But to be honest, Football Manager.
That's how I learned about. That's how I learned about young players in other countries, because that's how you learn about a player. Some turned out to be good. On the 1 year I played, it was like 06, FM 06. Kieran Richardson would invariably, every time I restarted and started playing it again, he'd nearly always win a Ballon d'Or by 2009. Kieran Richardson. madness. But then it predicted, I remember when there was a 15-year-old Messi on there and he just became great on the game. So they get some right and they get some wrong. You mentioned earlier, if you lose to Sheffield United, you would sack Poch. Will that be it? Final straw? Like, Kate, can you imagine if they lose to Sheffield United, is there an argument to keep him in terms of they need someone to manage these young players? It's a hard job. Could you see that?
I think Agent Poch is doing the Lord's work, and I'm loving every second of it. I wonder if he's still on Levy's payroll. For me, I think Chelsea fans are so entitled. They expect overnight success. And yeah, I get it. They spent £1 billion, but it's a project. So I think
nah. Kate, you wouldn't accept this, man. This is where I've got to defend the fan base now, because if Poch was to get sacked today, no one can sit there and say that Chelsea fans are being impatient. Yeah, I've bigged up Poch for certain parts of this season, like in terms of how we look well drilled, right? But like I said, the past month it's gone back to even worse than what I was seeing at the start of the season. And by now, he should know his strongest 11. He should know that you should be playing people out of position. You should know that you're working with young players and, you should be helping them out. And he's doing the complete opposite. And that's why I said the other week, it seems like his little experiment. And what's really pissing me off right now as well, okay, sorry to interrupt, yeah, is like, he is just so relaxed right now. It's like he's got all the time in the world and we're losing these games. Like, it's going to get to a point where you can't keep losing games. Like, I get it's a process. I get it's a project. Like I said, even now, Mo's saying how am I still being patient? I'm saying Sheffield's the dagger for me. That's going to be the dagger for me if we lose that game, right? And I'm
you're going to win against Sheffield. You're playing at home.
I don't know if we're going to win. I don't know if we're going to win.
You know that, right?
I don't know. I don't. No, I don't know. I don't know that, Mo. I don't know that. You can't tell me what I think. I was looking.
Okay, done.
I was looking at the games that we had. Hold on, Mo. Yeah, I was looking at the games that we had. We had Newcastle, who had over 10 injuries. Yeah, we had Man United, who were just Man United this season, right? Obviously, we had Man City. Cool. We had Brentford. We lost that game. Yeah, we've lost to Everton. We've lost to whoever it was that we played the other day. Newcastle as well. Like some of these games that I'm looking at. Yeah, they should have been W's, bro. They should have been W's. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. No one can say. No one can say.
By the way, it shouldn't.
No one can say that right now. If he gets sacked, we're entitled fans, because this is not good enough for a club like Chelsea. The money that we spent, one game a week, we should not be sitting in 12th in December. There's no way.
Let me tell you a scenario. Sorry, LB. Let me tell you a scenario. So, more likely than not, Chelsea will win against Sheffield. Right? More likely than not. You play Newcastle.
We don't know that.
Yeah. I'm looking from outside and I'm telling you, more likely than not, probability wise, you will have 10 times more odds than Sheffield to win this game. You play against Newcastle, win or lose, they're going to say Newcastle is a good team. You play against Wolves away, you're going to control ball position, you're going to do all of this and that, create chances, not put them away, hit on the counter, lose the game. And you're still in the same place. That's why we're telling you he should be sacked now. Because if you win against Sheffield, it gives him a lifeline again. And again and again and again. And
who do you bring in if you sack Pochettino? Who are you going to bring in?
Don.
I ain't playing people out of position. That's for sure. He's come into this league, yeah, and it just seems like he just doesn't know what he's doing. I'll be honest with you. It just seems like he doesn't know what he's doing, man. Honestly.
Yeah, but who do you bring in?
I could trust something. That's why I was defending him before about the performances and that. We look a lot better from last year. But like I've said, there's only so much, Kate, I can talk about performances. We need results. And now we've taken 5 steps back.
If you sack Poch,
right now,
don't give Lampard another go. Give Lampard another go.
I don't know who we got.
You have to say it third time lucky.
Do you know what's mad about it?
We're going to bring in, man, but he's got a goal.
It's hard to say, because whoever you say, Dom, people will pull holes in it. Because some will say it's Zerbi. You look at the guy that's currently managing Granola, top of the league as an example.
Girona.
I know their name. I'm just messing. I'm just messing. I'm doing it on purpose.
I'll say the man is hungry.
There's a character in the UK called Del Boy that he gets the word wrong, but it's on purpose. So he say things like, instead of saying I'm not telepathic, he'll say I'm not telescopic. It's just like that. It's a joke. But the manager there, is it Miguel? Like, he could do a good job there. You look around Europe, there's some teams that are really performing well and punching above their weight. They could be an example. What there isn't right now is a plethora of what you would consider to be elite managers that have won the biggest leagues, that have won the Champions League, that are available. So it's difficult. The problem you have with Poch, And I thought you'd be playing better football than you are. And I know the approach play looks good, but this is what I think of Chelsea right now. I think you're all fur coat and no knickers. I think it looks impressive. It looks sophisticated, but there is nothing that I just think. There's no substance to it. There's none.
I feel scammed, bro. You know how you feel scammed with Ten Hag? I feel scammed as well, Terry.
But this is the one thing with Poch, right? And we get some things right, we get some things wrong. I thought overall your club would move forward more this season than it has. But the one question mark I always had over Poch is he really this elite manager that people prop him up to be? And in my opinion, he's not. He's a good coach. He coaches good football. He reminds me of Brendan Rodgers. You know, he's an Argentinian Brendan Rodgers. The football can look nice. He'll have some good moments, but I think ultimately, in the cold, hard light of day, he's always going to let you down. Who's the next manager? I don't know. I don't have for me, I like what De Zerbi's done at Brighton, but I understand there's loads of question marks over him. There's question marks over a number of people. Again, it depends on what you're trying to do. I really like Thomas Frank, but again, there is no one available.
They like him. Owners like him.
Could you break the bank and get Diego Simeone? I don't think you'd join. So you get into this realm sometimes. Who would I want? Well, you might want Ancelotti to come back. You might want Diego Simeone, but will they come? And if they don't want to come, then the answer can't just be stick with a manager that's failing. So it's a difficult one because you can't spend what they've spent and be sitting 12th to 13th in the league. By the way, Man United can't be spending what we've spent.
I want to say something on that.
No chance of winning the league. The managers have to be looked at as much as everything else.
Let me just add something to that because you guys mentioned a very good point. I am so tired of this argument of, but who comes in? Bro, I'm not the football director. I don't work for the club. I could look at the football and see that it's bad. I'm like, you know what? This is not good football. Something needs to fix. Whether it's the manager, whether it's the play. Because I think us and Chelsea right now.
Staffy, stop. I've got to interrupt. I totally agree, brother. I totally agree.
Oh my God, man.
I was about to roll up my sleeves like I'm ready, brother. Let's go. But listen, no, because I heard this argument a lot, and people. I had someone the other day saying, "If you know so much, why don't you go on the pitch and coach?" And I'm like, I didn't say I am good enough to be a Premier League manager, but I am well intelligent enough to say that this manager doesn't look good enough. Now, I don't think it's Don's responsibility to know who is the best manager out there in Europe or in the world that comes in and takes on a project like this as we've never seen before and expected to come in and develop these players and eventually perform and win football games. He could easily sit here because he knows his club and say, listen, according to what we've been doing, this is not good enough. The performance isn't good enough. These players aren't good enough, and we're not picking up enough wins. If your only rebuttal to getting a new manager is that, but who comes in instead? I already know you lost the argument, and I'm not interested in arguing with you because you don't even want to talk about what's going on the pitch and what's going on with these clubs' standards. Because when Man United and Chelsea are sitting here, one of them is in 12th, one of them is sitting in 6th, and last place in the Champions League group and about to get eliminated in 24 hours, then it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that something is wrong.
So who do you want better than Bruno then?
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
I actually have replacements for Bruno.
We're not going back there, But at the end of the day, Poch came in, he started doing all the talk, saying all the good things, all PR stuff in it, like Chelsea. I know right now it's a new project and that, but we still need to win. And then the other day, he comes out saying this is the reality. We're basically a mid-table club. You're contradicting yourself, and I have to look at him, right? I have to look at him specifically because during the season, I said at the beginning, he's going to dig a hole. He's digging a hole for himself because after game week 3, game week 4. People were calling for his head already. And I couldn't defend him because at the time, the guy was playing Ben Chilwell at left wing. And everyone here could see it wasn't working. So in several parts of this season, he's found a way to do himself. He's caused a lot of his own problems. And that's why I don't have no loyalty towards Poch. He's won me nothing. He's brought me nothing. So I don't owe the guy no loyalty. I wanted him because I thought he was the best guy on
He's got no pedigree either, Don. He's got no pedigree.
I don't owe the guy nothing.
Why you keep saying that?
Wait, Mo, hold on, Mo. Yeah, I don't owe the guy. I don't owe the guy nothing.
Hate for Poch from
Mo, who's the worst manager in the Premier League in your opinion?
At the moment, Pochettino.
Okay, well, somebody else, because. Well, okay, that actually proves the point then. That actually proves the point completely.
No, you hate him, but then he said he's the worst manager in the league. That's hilarious.
The worst manager based on expectations is Pochettino.
No. Who is the worst manager in the Premier League?
The guy that coached Sheffield United. That got sacked.
I still believe you give him that PSG squad and you over a 2-season period, he'll win that league. I think you can be a bang average manager and still win that league. So there's nothing Poch has achieved in his career that makes him elite.
No. I'm not saying elite. Here's okay. No, I don't want to dwell for long. What Pochettino did with Spurs is that he actually made Spurs, in my opinion, put their seats at the table of the top 6.
I have a quick answer to that.
The time that he did at Spurs brought them international fans, brought them money, made them Champions League final,
made them relevant. I get your point.
Exactly. Thank you so much. And to do that with some of these players, to develop these players, and I said in the beginning of the season, in my opinion, he was the right one to develop the young players. And the question I asked in the beginning of the season for the people that did shows with me, LB, Don, and Ev, and Staffy, I said the question would be, is he the guy to take them over the line? And I don't know that because he hasn't done that with Spurs. Now he proved now that in that environment he didn't work. Maybe Spurs environment were more stable. That's my point.
I was going to say, Mo, just a quick answer to that.
But to completely say he didn't do anything, but to completely say he had nothing, he did a lot of achievement at Spurs. Spurs were consistently a top 14.
No, I agree with you. The issue. But the point LB said, sorry to speak for LB, was he's not elite.
I agree with him on this.
LB, I agree with that, yeah. But the thing is, we're not right now. This squad, you can see, yeah, as much as we're Chelsea by name, that this squad right now is not ready to win right now. The absolute basics of just developing these young players and getting us in and around Europe, he hasn't been able to do, bro. He hasn't. And like I said before, Graham Potter would have got a lot more time if he was like 6th or 7th or 8th. The guy left us where he left us, yeah, like 12th, whatever it was, before he got sacked. Do you know what I mean? So Poch ain't giving us even the basics, even the bare minimum. He's not giving us, bro. He's not.
Yeah, can I just quickly call out Mo as well? You're talking about Pochettino like he done all this mint stuff for Tottenham. I got Harry Redknapp's stats here, yeah. He finished 8th, 4th, 5th, 4th.
All right.
He finished in the Champions League twice and finished 5th once, according to Transfer Market.
Pochettino?
I don't know. But you made it sound like Pochettino elevated Spurs to this whole new level.
Mo has a point. Listen, Mo does have a point when he says he
I actually still think you didn't change any. Like, what do you mean? Like, I still
you said Poch elevated Spurs into a top 16. That they were your words. You said that.
No. So listen, by being top 16, he made them always in the Champions League. Did he or did he not? Poch? They were always, most of the time, they were in the Champions League.
He made them a regular in top 4.
Did he make some of their players like world class?
Yeah,
yes, he did. Did he develop youngsters? He did. Did he bring Spurs to the world, international fans, by the Champions League run? He did.
He win a trophy.
Okay, he did it. That's why Terry, I put at the end of every time I talk about Poch, I said, is he the guy to take you over the line, or is he only a guy to develop the youngsters and hand the keys to someone else? And I said that
right now, when it comes to Poch, not only he's struggling to get over the mid-table line in the Premier League, let alone over the line to win a trophy. I've got some super chats here.